What's up everyone, Curtis here. Welcome back to another video. Today we got my AEW Dynasty 2025 view reactions. And yeah, overall I really enjoyed Dynasty. I know a couple of people are kind of down on it just because the main event and how that finished. But I enjoyed Dynasty. I thought it was a good show. I thought there's a lot of good matches on the show. So yeah, there is a lot to talk about, so we're not going to waste too much time. And we're going to get straight into it with the 0 hour, which saw Nick Wayne and the crew, which is Action Andretti and Lio Rush, pick up the win over AR Fox and Top Flight. This was a very good 0 hour matchup, a high flying, fast paced trios matchup, which saw Nick Wayne, of course, ahead of the announcement of him being a best of Super Juniors this year. He picked up the win alongside Andretti and Rush. And then the second match we had on the 0 hour, Anthony Bones returned alongside Billy Gunn to defeat and answer Max Caster's open challenge. And the presentation, the new look, the new gear, the new music, the new Tron and all for Bones. You know, he looked like a star. He came across with good presentation. So yeah, I'm excited to see where Anthony Bones goes from here. I'm excited to see what the Max Caster direction is now, because I feel like the build-up of all these open challenges was kind of leading to the return of Bones. So yeah, let's see where things go for now with the former Acclaimed members. Main show kicks off with Will Ospreay picking up the win over Kevin Knight to advance in the Owen Hart tournament. Again, another very good way to kick off the pay-per-view. Fast-paced action as you'd expect from Ospreay and Knight. A lot of high-flying. And yeah, Ospreay picks up the win. Kevin Knight, again, a good showing here from him, showing he has what it takes to hang with some of the best in AEW. And like I said, kind of about Bones and his future. Kevin Knight just coming into AEW from New Japan. I'm excited to see where he kind of slots in on the card, because if you look at where he started off, his first match against Jay White, teams with Ospreay and Dynamite, and then faces him on pay-per-view. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the future holds for Kevin Knight, because I am a big fan of him from New Japan. And like Nick Wayne, he will be going off to he was announced to be a part of Best of Super Junior, so it's kind of not a surprise, and like no one really expected him to be Ospreay anyway. So then we had the Hurt Syndicate defending the championships against the Learning Tree. Of course, MJF did get involved. He was sat at ringside and kind of was there cheering on the Hurt Syndicate. MVP was on commentary. And yeah, Benjamin and Lashley did retain over the Learning Tree. Not really much to say about this matchup, but it wasn't a bad matchup, but it's not like the greatest match of all time. It was a solid matchup. Not really much else to say on that one. And then we had Julia Hart versus Mercedes Moné. Again, another very solid matchup. Another good outing for Mercedes. A good showcase for Julia Hart. But Mercedes Moné did pick up the victory over Julia to advance and go on to the next round in the Owen Hart's Women Tournament. Again, good showing for Julia Hart against Mercedes. Mercedes, I feel like, it's been on a good run in AEW. All her matches seem to deliver and be good. Yeah, she's into the next round of the Owen Hart Tournament, and she's got to be among the favourites. Next matchup, the Death Riders defended the trios titles against Rated FTR. Again, not really much to say on this one. It was a solid matchup. It was a good matchup. But I won't say it was anything special. But we have a lot to talk about after the match. But before we get there, the finish of the match kind of came from Edge, or Cope, went for a spear on Yuta. Yuta kind of avoids it, and he almost runs into Dax. He then gets knocked out of the ring. And Dax gets hit with the big knee from Yuta, and that's how the Death Riders did retain the championships. But after the match, we kind of see the turn of Dax Harwood. He pile drives Cope, he gets a chair, he sets him up for a concerto, goes to give it to Dax. Cash pushes Dax away, picks up Cope, but it was all a ruse as he reels him in for a shattered machine. And then, again, a pile driver onto the chair, a concerto. The stretcher comes out, and the FTR like mock Cope. They put the neck brace on the line on stretcher, and like just a funny bit. But yeah, I'm excited to see heel FTR and kind of where this goes. Like how does this play into Cope? Like, does Cope need to go find himself a tag partner to face FTR, or do we see FTR versus Cope in like singles matchups? Maybe a bit both. So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued to see how this plays out. Who teams alongside Cope, and yeah, the Death Riders did retain the titles, so they still are trios champions. Next up, a match I really liked. Toni Storm versus Megan Bayne. I thought this was a good matchup. They made Megan Bayne look like a star even in defeat, because Toni, she got a roll up on a flash pin out of nowhere, and Megan Bayne was just kicking out of everything. Of course, because they were in Philadelphia, Toni Storm had like a Rocky inspired gear and like video before the match. Luther was there as well. At one point, he takes Penelope Ford out as she's distracting him. He just puts her up on her shoulders and carries her out. And yeah, like I said, they made Megan Bayne look like an absolute star even in defeat here. I really like this matchup. Toni hit like 3 hip attacks on a Storm Zero, and Megan Bayne kicked out at like 1 or 2. And yeah, Toni got the win with a roll up out of nowhere. So keep Bayne looking strong, but you also keep the belt on Toni Storm. So yeah, really enjoyed this matchup. Definitely want to check out. I thought this match was great. And speaking of great matchups, Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. What a matchup this was. Again, another great showing for Kyle Fletcher, as he did defeat Mark Briscoe to advance into the Owen Hart tournament. Briscoe, I remember at one point, hit a froggy boat to the outside to a stand-in. Kyle Fletcher, and Kyle gets the win with the top rope brainbuster. So yeah, very good matchup. Very enjoy this one. I think Fletcher also hit a Death Valley driver onto the apron, or it's more of like a kind of a brainbuster the way Briscoe kind of fell. But yeah, awesome matchup. Definitely worth checking out. This was like the 4th Fletcher and Briscoe matchup, and they've all been very enjoyable. And yeah, this one definitely worth watching. Very good matchup. Kyle Fletcher continuing to build on his great showings against Will Ospreay. And yeah, I'm excited to see more of this Kyle Fletcher singles run, because I've been really enjoying it. And again, a big win here over Mark Briscoe to advance in the Owen Hart tournament to the semi-finals. Next matchup, Bandito versus Chris Jericho. I weirdly enjoyed this match. Chris Jericho match in 2025, and I actually liked it. I know it's a bit crazy, but yeah, I thought the storytelling in this matchup was good. I thought the action in this matchup was good. Of course, Mask versus World Title. They made it look like Jericho got the win at one point. Brian Keith came down. Gravity came down to make the save. Jericho, this of course distracts the ref. Jericho gets the bat, hits Bandito for the 3 count. The ref counts the 3. Jericho wins. Everyone thinks Bandito's going to have to unmask, but Bandito's family are at ringside. They're pointing over to the stairs to get Aubrey Edwards, who was out there, I believe, to break up the Brian Keaton Gravity brawl. They point at the steps. They could bring her over the shore. The bat was hidden behind the steps, and she tells the referee, I think it was Bryce Ramsberg, he restarts the match. Jericho tries to grab, I think it's Bandito's sister. She slaps him, 21 plex, and Bandito is the new Ring of Honor World Champion. Very good matchup, as I said. I like the little swerve where they made it look like Jericho got the 3 count, but they restart the match. He keeps his mask. He wins the ROH World title, and I'm very happy about that. I am excited to see Bandito once again hold that Ring of Honor World Championship. Next up, Adam Cole defeated Daniel Garcia to become the new TNT champion, after hitting the big knee. I think he holds it the boom, and I believe that followed up Panama Sunrise. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but yeah, very good matchup. I enjoyed this one as well. Again, not the greatest Daniel Garcia match or the greatest Adam Cole match, but it was a solid matchup. Not terrible, not great either. Not one that I'd be saying definitely worth watching. Yeah, I'm excited to see Adam Cole finally hold gold in AEW. I feel like it's a long time coming. I did enjoy Daniel Garcia's reign. maybe he could have been better. It wasn't really like the greatest. I know he's kind of involved in Death Rider stuff a bit at the start, and then got involved with Adam Cole, and there was like trio stuff with the Kingdom and him and Daddy Magic and Cool and Banj. Shed Hill Promotions were involved there for a bit, but yeah, excited to see what the future holds for Adam Cole as TNT champion, and excited to see what is next for Daniel Garcia, because there was a backstage thing posted online, I believe, where Daddy Magic was a bit angry. Like, he kind of went up to Daniel Garcia and was like, I told you not to give Adam Cole another chance. I told you not to trust him and all this stuff. So yeah, interesting to see kind of where that goes. Next up, we have my match of the night. This match was awesome, and I had to break out a Speedball Mike Bailey shirt for this because I'm so happy to see Speedball in AEW. I'm so happy to see him on a pay-per-view, getting to shine, getting to share the ring with the cleaner Kenny Omega and Ricochet. And like I said, match of the night for me. This match is unbelievable, definitely. If you're going to check out just one match from the show, it is this matchup. I cannot do this justice with how good this was. Kenny Omega picked up the win, retaining the International Championship after hitting a top rope one-winged angel to Ricochet. Speedball was hung up in the corner. Of course, he injured his knee earlier in the matchup after he went for a moonsault knees on the apron. And Ricochet moved, and Ricochet was working over the knee there. Kenny was working over the knees as well. He had a knee bar locked in at one point, but just broken up by Ricochet 450. Ricochet got in the commentary headset for a bit, was talking trash, and Speedball just kicked him out of nowhere, which was awesome. Like I said, as Speedball was hung up in the ropes, Kenny hit a one-winged angel on Ricochet to retain. And after the match, Kazuchika Okada comes out to confront Kenny. So kind of teasing and laying the seed for All In, which I would be very excited for another Kenny Omega and Okada matchup. But yeah, the International Three-Way, unbelievable matchup. Definitely check it out. Main event, Jon Moxley retains over Swerve Strickland with help from the returning Young Bucks. And yeah, this matchup was okay. Matchup was okay. But the real talking point is the post-match stuff. So I'm not really going to go over the details of the matchup. It's not really special. No, it wasn't the greatest matchup ever. BT trigger, Moxley gets the pin. And Hangman was out there at one point. Pac came out, I believe, as well, and they were kind of brawling. Lights go out, Bucks show BT trigger, and then after, they run out through the crowd. After the pin's made, Hangman's kind of there on the apron. He's kind of shocked look on his face because, I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. A lot of people are mad. A lot of people are like, oh, it just makes no sense, blah, blah, blah. Because in their heads, they fantasy booked Swerve versus Hangman for All In. And as much as I loved that feud and I'd love to see more of it, I think this is the more interesting direction. This has me more intrigued to see how things play out. Because, if Swerve wins as well, and he's facing Hangman, Swerve and spent, Hangman wins the own, there we go. But this has me intrigued. So I think the direction this is going is Hangman and Swerve teaming up. And that's the intriguing thing. How do they get on the same side? Because if you go back to Dynamite, Swerve told Hangman he was right. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. So let me know in the comment section below what you think. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.